Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Big O blog on healthy living, healthy eating. As you know, Big O is here to share with you his experience and how we cook and how we eat to maintain his blood pressure, his blood sugar, his blood glucose, his cholesterol, and his acid reflux. These are the four things that cause Big O to have to take medicine. And Big O is trying to stop taking medicine. Now, you don't expect to totally get off medicine, but you expect to get rid of some of them that he could. Because, as our body organs get destroyed over the years, it may be hard to totally bring them back to normal to where you don't need any medicine at all. But there are some things I learned, and after some reading and watching a lot of videos, I can reverse some things. So I'm interested in reversing what I can, and what I cannot reverse because of damaged kidneys or damaged pancreas or other organs, those ones I'll have to just accept them and take my medicine. But I can minimize further damage by eating properly and doing the right things. With exercise and understanding the food I eat and how they impact me, how to get my body gas, and also my weight loss. As you know from my other video, I lost a lot of weight. Originally a 250-pound, 6-foot guy they call Big O, because I'm so big and big as well. I've come down back to my track and field days of 175, 176. And I'm able to maintain that with my eating, proper eating, and fasting between meals. So you cannot lose weight eating. The only way you lose weight is fasting. I have tried for many, many years to lose weight, eating a lot, eating different things, but I can't. I only lose my weight when I'm fasting, because it seems as though the body only burns the fat when there's no energy coming in. There's no sugar coming in and no carbohydrates coming in, which is all sugar. When there's no protein coming in, it's all sugar again, mostly sugar. The body could burn what you have inside. As long as I'm putting in stuff, it's not burning what I have already. So I learned that I have to eat food that could allow me to last a long time without eating. So when I eat something, I want to have enough nutrients that it can last 4, 5, 6 hours before I need to eat something else again, to give my blood sugar time to settle back down, and also my body time to burn some of the fat and the excess energy stored up. Right. But if I eat something that lacks nutrients and isn't nutritious, then I'm hungry all the time, then I have to eat all the time. Once I'm putting fuel in my body, I learned that my experience tells me I can't lose weight. I can't reverse my high blood sugar. I cannot hold on my blood pressure. I cannot get rid of my acid reflux. Okay? Another thing is I walk really slowly, and by walking slowly, I find my body produce less insulin, so less sugar. It doesn't have to store anything. So all I put together caused out Big O to live a good, easy life in his older age of 62. And I want to share with you again of what he's doing so that you can try your own recipes and your own combination of food to get healthy and reverse some of these sicknesses. So as you know, I focus mostly on combination food because I do not eat individual foods. When I study the healthy foods to eat, they talk about individual foods. But I don't eat one apple for the day, or one piece of cabbage for the day, or one corn for the day. I eat a meal. Rice, corn, beans, chicken, fish. I eat a whole meal. So I wanted to know how a whole meal affects me. And mathematically, it seems as though it makes sense. If I add up the calories from two different products, 50 calories from it, there's 100 calories. Or so much protein from two things is double. But what I've learned, that's not true with me. When I combine them, sometimes instead of getting 50 plus 50, like it's 50 plus, it's 300 or 400. It's just more. It impacts me tremendously different when I eat the combination foods. When I eat the individual foods, it works out like they say on these videos. It works out like I read. It only does so much. But when I combine them, it gets totally out of whack. So my focus is on combination of food, creating meals that are healthy and still allow you to lose weight and sustain a good lifestyle and put the energy in your body and recoup your organs and reverse some of your sicknesses. So today, I'm having a big cookout. It's not really a big cookout. What happened is, being from Trinidad, we play all fours, card game. And about 4 of my friends coming over to play cards today. We hadn't played cards a long time because of the COVID. We hadn't been playing cards. So now all of us are vaccinated, and we decided, hey, let's get together and play some cards. So they're coming over this afternoon. Well, in our style, we're playing cards. The host have to provide something to eat. And we usually cook. Okay, so today I'm going to cook for the guys playing the all fours. It's not a party or anything. It's just 4 guys coming to play all foods, but I'm gonna cook the food. And but I want to cook food that is good for me, and they are my friends, so I want to make sure they get good food too. As a matter of fact, a couple of them appreciate me cooking a healthy meal because they also have some issues with some similar things I have. Maybe not all of it, but some of it, right? So I'm going to cook a healthy meal for them. So I want to show you today how I get the meal I'm going to cook today, and how I get it ready, and how I look at it for nutritious wise, health wise, and combination wise. Okay? So come closer here, and you'll see my acid reflux. I think about it carefully. Okay? I don't want to get acid reflux again. I was able to reverse my acid reflux by changing the way I season food. So here you will see my seasoning collection. This is how I used to cook. Okay, I used to use all these. I'm trying to hide the names so I don't want to promote any of these products because nobody's sponsoring me. But I just want to show you, give you an idea. This is my seasoning stack. Right, all kinds of seasoning salts in these things. These are fully salt seasonings, sugar, different types of things. So what happened is that I used to season my food with these. Everything I cook had this in it, and I know the taste of everything. My food tastes really good with this stuff here, right? So what happened is that I realized as I was testing my body and trying to reverse my acid reflux, I took away these things from my life. So I don't use these no more. No, if you are healthy and has no issues, use your seasoning because it tastes really good, and there's no objection to the seasonings. I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but for Big O to try to live longer, and for Big O have destroyed his own body by eating terrible, Big O decided to try not using these things and see what happened. And believe me, when I dropped these things, I was able to get rid of my acid reflux. So I moved from this type of seasoning to this type of seasoning. So instead of putting those things in my food today, this is what I'm going to use today. Very simple. Red onions, white onions, celery, garlic, tomatoes, jalapeno peppers. I have some cabbage today we're going to use today. Lemons. And here is some seasoning I pre-cut up, because sometimes what I do is, if I'm cutting up seasoning, I cut up a whole bunch one time, bag them, and put them away so I can use them again. But I still also add some fresh ones to it every time I use it. So these I thawed out, what I cut up last week, and these are my seasoning. This is garlics and chive and different onions and so on here, right? And then I also have my another bottle of seasoning that I have to run and grab real quick. So keep that. I'll show the video. Show this in the meantime. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this right now. Right here. This is it. So this one is my favorite. I make this one in a bottle with a little red wine vinegar. This is lots of garlic, cilantro, called shadobeni also, chive, parsley, and about 8 or so different herbs in this one here. I season my meat with this because I don't want too much vinegar in my food, so I season the meat very lightly with this, okay? And then I put the fresh seasoning when I'm actually cooking the food. After it's almost halfway cooked, I put the fresh seasoning. Now what I do is, I don't put my fresh seasoning in my food to cook it. You see? What I do is, I cook my seasoning by itself. Because why? Come here, let me show you this. I'm going to cook split peas today. I'm going to make a corn soup, right? This corn soup is going to be comprised of split peas, corn, pumpkin, right? This is what's going to be in the soup. And if I put the seasoning in here directly while I'm cooking it, they may not melt away and blend into food because this cooks really fast, right? So I'm also cooking pigeon peas. This pigeon peas here. Come and see this pigeon peas right here. I'm cooking this pigeon peas here. This is really hard to cook. This will take about 2 or 3 hours, 2.5 hours to cook. This will take about 40 minutes. So if I put the seasoning in here directly, it will melt. If I put it directly here, it will not melt in time. So the peas will be cooked, but the seasoning will be chunky. In the pigeon peas, it will melt. So to avoid that conflict in cooking, I will cook all these in a separate pot, flavor them with my salt. As you know, I use this salt here, which is a heavy salt. It doesn't have any chemical in the salt. It actually clumps together because it doesn't have the loosened chemical that makes it loose. So I like the salt. So I'll season I'll cook my seasoning in a separate pot and get it flavored right with my garlic and different things. And then when this is finished, almost finished, about 75%, I put my seasoning in it. It's different, but it works really good for me. And you might want to try it. So, and then I also, when about halfway done, even though I use this and this here cooking, I will add my tomatoes, because sometimes I want to see a little bit of color in the food still. So I'll add my tomatoes, some more fresh garlic, some more cilantro. So you see a little bit of coloring in it. So I put it before and I put it at the end. I'm also going to be cooking rice. This is a really nice blend of rice, whole grain rice. This is really healthy and good. And then I may cook some jasmine rice because our friends coming and they might want some jasmine rice. So I'm getting the choice of the jasmine rice. The corn is going to go into the soup and the pumpkin. Now if you come across here, these bananas, I'm going to make something called banana fritters also. There'll be no sugar added to that dough. It'll be just banana and dough in the banana fritters. Maybe one day I'll make a video and show how I make some of these things, but let's give you an idea what I'm doing today. Here, my chicken. I'm not going to cook all this chicken, but I decided to cut up 4 whole chicken, and I'm going to use a part of this to cook for today, and the rest I'm going to bag it for cooking later on for my family here, me and my wife. But today, I did it all one time. Since I'm doing it, I do it one time, and I'm going to freeze them. So I'm not going to cook all this chicken. I skin my chicken, because I don't cook all the skin and stuff. But I'm going to boil the skins and the fat and so on. I season it, I wash it good and season it. And I'm going to make broth with this. So I'm going to get a broth out of this that I can use to cook other things. Right? I'm going to have some sea moss, which is Irish moss. That is going to make my drink today. I usually boil the Irish moss and bag them also, so I don't have to do it every day. I make a big bowl full and I bag them, and then I use these bags. So I'm going to make myself some Irish moss today, which is very healthy. So everything I have here is very nutritious. Split peas are very nutritious. This is very nutritious. The pigeon pea is very nutritious. All the herbs are very nutritious. Onions are good for you. Jalapenos are good. The garlic is good. The tomato is good. The corn is okay, but it's a little higher in carbohydrates. So the corn, you have to watch your portions, right? So I also use a little bit of Italian dry flakes. Every now and then I use a bit of this to add a little flavor, but it mustn't have any salt in it when I got no salt. Or no salt or no chemical, just the dry flakes I use. Right. So basically, I'm almost ready to start cooking, but you get a good perspective of how we cook. And we add some cabbage. My wife is going to make some coleslaw for me, so we have a little coleslaw. So we're looking for variety in the meal. We're looking for nutrients, because when we eat, we want that nutrient to last in the body, and you cannot fast. Okay. So when I eat, my blood sugar spikes up. I check it before I eat, after I eat, and then after an hour and a half, it might be a little highish. As long as it gets to the other 180 for me, I'm good. I don't eat nothing that carries my blood sugar past 180 on a higher spike. So that's why I know these foods, because I test them before. I know none of these foods are going to spike me past 180. But the combinations may, so I'm going to balance my combinations as I eat them. Right? So I'm not going to eat the soup and the peas and rice and chicken together. I'm going to stew the chicken today. You can have it, right? So I use a little brown sugar, but that's a little sweet, so I'm going to balance my portion. So what you do is, whenever you know you add something that might be a little bit high in sugar or whatever, balance your portion. Eat less. So I don't eat much rice. I eat 1 spoon of rice, you know, and so I eat everything. I don't limit myself as a diabetic or with high blood pressure because from eating. The only thing I eliminate permanently is the salts, all these different kind of seasoning salts. But other than that, I eat everything else. But I know them. I study each one. I know it affects my body when I combine it, so I limit my portions when I think it has a lot of carbohydrates or a lot of protein. Because you mix protein and carbohydrates and you have a lot of calories, you're going to get a lot of sugar generated in your body, right? And your body have like 1 teaspoon of sugar, and that's enough sugar for the whole body. But if you go and get more than 1 teaspoon of sugar in your body have to store or fight up, and your kidney and your pancreas have to work really hard with that. So I try to keep my kidney and pancreas working optimally, you know, peacefully, because they want love like I want love too, okay? So I'm trying to give them some love now. I wish I did give them love all my life, but I didn't, because I was just thinking, hey, nothing happened to me. I'm healthy. I could eat anything I want, not knowing I was going to get a little older, and the body's going to have to fight up with that stuff. Well, it was taken care of before, but it can't anymore. I didn't know that. I knew it, but I ignored it. Basically, that's what it is. So now I'm actually feeling the result of my neglect. I have tried to give my body some love, some real love. And if you know me, as a man that try to give love in Orlando, I love God. I tell you I love you every time I see you. I always say I love you, I love you, I love you. That's me. I love my food too. I love my kidneys, I love my pancreas. So I'm going to work on them, right? So I hope today give you a good idea how Bigo prepare his food, and this is going to be a good meal today. So what I'm going to do today is after I cook, I will come back again and show you also my food look and test my blood sugar before eating my portion of my food, and then test my blood sugar after eating and give you an idea of how my combination worked out for me and how it affected my blood sugar. My goal is always to get my blood sugar back under 140 within an hour and a half. As a type 2 diabetic, it's difficult to get it back under 125 that quick. But depending on what I eat, sometimes I get back real quick, you know. So what you should do is also study your food and see how much carbohydrate it have, how much protein it have, and so on, so that you could know exactly which one generating the most sugar in your body. Okay, and again, I work in my acid reflux, I work in my sugar, and I work in things to help my pressure, because some of these foods are good for pressure. So I'm working my pressure. And then my oils, I'm going to use olive oil and some butter, and that's going to take care of my cholesterol. So I'm always thinking about those 4 things that bothers me when I'm cooking. I'm never cooking randomly, but I'm cooking everything. Now I do leave out some food that is terrible. Okay, if it's really, really terrible when I study it, I don't touch it, because I don't need it. I don't even like the taste of some of those food anyway. So, but I've already figured out what is good for me, what is very nutritious, and have good balanced nutrition. So I include them. I just balance it, mix the combination properly, and keep my portions right. Okay? My goal is eat food that allow me to fast, so I don't get hungry quickly, and I can stay, because I can't lose weight and keep my weight down when I'm eating. When I'm eating, I gotta stop eating. So that's the goal. Anyway, thanks for coming in, being with me here now. It's time to start cooking, because my guy's coming over at 4 o'clock today, and I have about 4 hours to cook, and I should finish this quickly. And I'm going to get started right now. So I'll be back again to give you an idea of how my food look like, and how it worked for me today, and maybe have my friends tell you, did they enjoy the food or not? How did it taste? Okay? Blessings. So coming up is going to be my results of my cooking and measuring of my blood sugar before and after eating my meal. Okay? So thank you for coming to spend time with Bigo. Please come back. More videos are always coming. If you like it, share it. Share with anyone you think you can help. My goal is to help. I always want to find something I can help people with. And I think this, talking about the combination of eating and balancing food, and how the food takes care of those 4 major problems like diabetes and so on. So I think I'm right on time with that right now. So if you like it, share with anyone you think it could help. Okay? Thank you very much for coming. Blessings. All right. I didn't really plan to do this here, but come closer. My wife told me, show your fans how you cook. So right now, I'm cooking multiple things here at the same time. I'm really good at doing 5-6 things at the same time. Some people can't do that, but I can. So I'm doing my chicken here. I'm going to stew this chicken. So this is a technique for browning chicken that I learned from my mom back in Trinidad. Come closer and see this here. So this is browning the sugar. So I put sugar in oil, and you can see it on any recipe on the internet. And I have to time this sugar and get it the right color to where I want my chicken to be browned. So this is very difficult to do, but with experience you can do it. So this is called browning the sugar, right? So I have to watch this carefully. I can't talk about anything else until this is done, because this can burn very easily. If this burns, the food is going to be bitter. So I'm looking at the color. I'm looking at the color here, and I'm trying to get the right color that I want, just before it starts to burn. So it's getting closer. See that? It's changing. It's getting closer. It's getting closer to my color I like. I think it's almost there. Right here. Right there. I'll throw my chicken in. I'm cooking a good amount of chicken today. Not all my chicken, but a good amount. And I learned something from my Uncle Clyde on the internet. I know how to cook chicken, but I like the way he does it. He puts the chicken in here and he says, don't touch it. Don't stir it around or make a mess of it when you throw it in the burning sugar. Just leave it there like that for a while. Because I used to toss it up and flip it around and just kind of keep mixing it. So I don't do that anymore. Since I saw Uncle Clyde doing it, I like how he's doing. I tried it and it works really good. So I'm not going to touch the chicken. I'm going to leave it and turn them over gradually. I'm not going to make a stirring mess of it like I used to do in the past. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that chicken. It looks like a lot of chicken, but it's not a lot of chicken. It's a big pot. And I want to make sure my all fours guys have enough food to eat. Because we're going to play for about 6 hours steady. And when you're playing all fours, you get really excited. And there's a lot of action, a lot of energy, a lot of hang jacks and so on, you know? So, with all the energy, you get hungry, you got to have food to eat. So I want to make sure, as I whip those guys today and hang their jack, I want to make sure they ain't hungry, so they can take the whipping really good, okay? So this is my chicken cooking. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to bag the rest, put up for later on cooking. Cook this, and this is good enough. So as you see, I use wooden spoons because I don't know if it's true or not, but I learned that wooden spoons help the food. It doesn't affect the food cooking. Plus, when you burn the sugar with a wooden spoon, the sugar don't stick on the spoon. On a metal spoon, the sugar will stick on the spoon, and it's very difficult to get it off as you're stirring it in. So I use wooden spoon for everything. So here is my, come closer here and see this. Here's my pigeon peas cooking. There's no seasoning in here yet. It's going to cook by itself with no seasoning because, like I said, cook my seasoning separate. Here's my stock. My stock is going here. I'm going to make this stock, and I'm going to use some of it today, and I'm going to freeze some of the stock. Because this is good fat and good chicken skin and thing. I'm going to boil it down real good till it disappears, and then strain it and store that stock because there's good seasoning in here too. Onions and garlics and so on. And I will use some of that today in this when I'm making my food final, and I will leave some, freeze some. And right here, you see I have my split peas going here. So this is going to make my soup, my corn soup. This is my base, my corn soup. And then I'm steaming my pumpkin and my carrots. That's going to add to my corn soup and blend it. I don't want to boil it in here, so I steam it first, then put it later, and it blends it really nice to make a smooth corn soup. Right? So I have to steam this, and I'll steam my corn too. So right now, you see, that's what I'm doing. I do everything at the same time, so I don't take long to cook. Next, I have no more space right here to put my other pot, else I will start cooking my seasoning right here, right now. But you know what? I actually might start in a minute. So I'll show you how I do that, because that's critical to see the difference the way I do that. So here's my stove rolling, and I'm doing everything one time. You know, I have a good system here that takes the food out of the air out of the house and the smell out of the house, and I have a system in the ceiling that brings fresh air back in the house and circulate it. It's not a regular circulation system, it's a specialized circulatory system that helps with getting some of this stuff out. Because cooking all these pots together, it helps me to get the steam out of the house. Otherwise, I can't cook so many pots together. But this system is it's just a simple system that my builder tell me I can put in the house, and I put it, you know, and it works. You know, it's nothing too much, but it helps me to cook a lot of food at the same time. So I appreciate it. Not 100% sure how good it is, but it works, I think, so far. Anyway, so I can cook 4 or 5 pots together, and the house can deal it. The house doesn't get too hot or too much steam in the house. Okay, but that's it. So now, if I have any more things I want to show you, I'll come back again and show you those as I go along cooking this meal today. Okay, blessings. All right. So, what's the sense having 6 burners and you can't use all 6 one time? Huh? 6 burners and a vacuum that helps you generate to take care of this heat. So I'm going to use all 6 burners, right? Yeah. So I'm going to finish my food in 1 or 2 hours. I ain't got time to be here 5 hours. So I'm going to do my seasoning. So I have some hot oil in the pot here, some olive oil, because I use olive oil and butter mostly. Fresh, real butter, no fake butter. All right. So I'm going to put my seasoning in the oil, and I'm going to cook the seasoning by itself till it's well cooked the way I want it to cook, so it can fit into any of my dishes. So I'm going to cook a pot of seasoning this is going to be used in all the food today, right? And we're not going to add these to the food until the foods are about 70% cooked. This is my seasoning right here. That's going to go in my chicken, going to go in my beans. That's all my garlics and onions and red onions and white onions and celery and lots of garlic and parsley and so on is in here, right? So I'm going to cook all of this so I have enough to put in all my food. Right, this is my method so that I have a better balance and I don't have chunky seasoning in my food that cook fast. So if a food cook fast or a food cook slow, doesn't matter. I have the seasoning cooked by itself, so there's no chunky seasoning. My wife don't like to taste the chunky onions and stuff in the food. So now I have 6 pots going. Yeah, baby, yeah. 6 pots going at the same time. So I can finish my food in 2 hours, at least. Right? So I wanted to share with you how I do my seasoning. So the seasoning's cooking here now, and it's going to cook. I'm going to add some water to it when it cooks down. It's going to cook until I like the texture, and I'll use that to add to my food, to my chicken and thing when I'm finished. Right? So I just wanted to share that so you see that piece of it. Alright, so I'll let all this cook for a while. I'm going to cover these things down, let them steam pretty good. I don't cover this chicken because I don't want too much water in this chicken. So I'm going to leave it open like that and I'm going to flip them in a minute. Just flip them. I'm not stirring it up. I'm just going to flip them on the other side. When all are brown on one side, I'll flip them and everybody get brown on the second side. Then later on I'll stir it up and add seasoning to it. For now, no. And I'll cover these to steam so they cook and this to steam to cook. And let my broth boil. So my broth is going right here too. Alright? Alright, so I'll come back again and give you some more updates as I go along. Alright, blessings. Alright, my chicken, let's see here. My chicken is coming along, it's browning, it's coming along and getting this color. But the main point I want to make here is the reason I separate my seasoning. Look at this beans. This beans still have a long way to go. It's maybe another hour for this to get soft as I want it to be. It's getting soft, I have a long way to go. But look at my other beans. For my base, my corn soup, it's already blended into paste already. If I had put the seasoning in here, as fast as this cook, split peas cook, you'll see all chunks of garlic and chunks of onions and chunky in here. I don't want it to be chunky. So good thing I didn't put it in here. See, I didn't put it here either. So I'm cooking it like this. Like I told you, I was going to cook it separate. So it's my seasoning cooking here. And I'll leave it there cook till it blend away to where I want it to be before I put it in the food. And that way, I won't run into the chunky problem. My split peas and my pigeon peas is melted. See? So I'm going to wait. That's my main reason for doing that. And I want to demonstrate that for you. So anyway, keep moving, keep going. My corn is ready to steam. I'll be steaming my corn in a minute. And then I'll take out the pumpkin and put the corn in the steamer. This is my steamer here. Right? So my main point I want to show you at this time is why I cook my seasoning separate to avoid these kind of conflicts. Alright? Alright, so we continue cooking. Okay? Be back again. Alright. So after all that hard work and all that cooking, the food is done. It's not much food. Like I said, just 3 things because only 4 guys coming over and I gotta make sure they eat. But I whip them in the card game. We play all fours today. Look it up, ALLFOURS, a Caribbean game we play. 2 teams play against each other, 2 a pair. So anyway, the food is done. This is chicken. This is what the stew chicken look like when it's finished. Very nice. Seasoning was added after, when the food is almost finished. This is the rice, and that's the peas, the pigeon peas. That's the finished product there. And I made some banana fritters. And these are the banana fritters here. Yeah, a little raisin in them too. So that's it, a small menu. A couple of friends might bring something else, some snacks and things to finish it off. But that's what I was doing today. And very healthy. Very healthy. When you eat this food, no acid reflux. 100% sure of that. No acid reflux. Because there's no chemicals in it except herbs, fresh herbs and garlic. And it tastes beautiful. I think it tastes beautiful. I'll find out when the guys eat. Okay? So I want to share the finished food with you. And what I will do next is I'll eat today. I'll get myself ready for the hangover for the evening. And then I'll eat. And when I eat, I'll take my blood sugar. And I'll take it after about an hour and a half. And you will see how this food will balance out and give me a good blood sugar reading before and after. I'm not going to eat rice, pigeon peas, and chicken together because three of them together, that combination, I know I did it before, it's going to be too high for me. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to eat some beans and rice, or maybe just beans and chicken, and I might skip the rice for myself personally. I'll skip the rice for myself. So I eat the chicken and the beans, or the beans and the chicken, depending on what else we have here after this. But I'm not going to eat all three because I know the carbohydrates and this together, this has no carbohydrate, but the protein mixed with the carbohydrate here and carbohydrate here will be a lot of sugar. But the nutrients will last. So when I eat this food, this beans, and it has plenty of protein. It has more protein than chicken, really, almost. And this will last me a long time. So I could eat this and stay and fast for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours after eating this. So that's one of the good things about this food, and it's very nutritious for the body. So even though it has some carbs and protein, I wouldn't eat all of it together. Watch my portions. I just eat one, either chicken and the peas, or the chicken or the peas and the rice, and have one of these banana fritters, and that's it. And my wife is gonna make some coleslaw, and we'll close up in coleslaw and some cucumbers, and we'll be good for the evening. All right. So thank you, and I'll be back later on when I eat and share my blood sugar readings with you guys. Okay. But remember, see this food, no acid reflux, very healthy, very normal. And you can do the same thing with your combination and use lots of herbs in your food and help heal your body and heal your kidney, heal your liver, get it back on track. Maybe not 100%, but enough to feel good and live longer so you can have fun like we're going to have today playing cards. Blessings. Thank you. All right. So my food is ready, and I'm going to sample the food before the guys come over to start the card game. So I took my blood sugar. I'm starting at 102. So you see, I usually keep my blood around under 100 all day long. Except when I eat, I get my little spikes. But I try to eat food that keeps my spikes under 180. So you don't go past 180 during that 2-hour period. And then after an hour and a half, my goal is to get my sugar down below 140 quickly. So if I eat the right food and the right combination of food, that happens. So this combination today I was cooking, is the chicken, the beans, rice, and cucumber. It's a very simple combination. And I don't eat food in individual pieces, so I'm focused on combination, how they affect my blood sugar and my acid reflux. And you saw the food cooked, so it's well healthy, has only good quality ingredients in it. And my goal here right now is to show you where I'm starting and eat this food, enjoy this food outside. We're playing outside in the backyard near the pool, and I'll get back to you in about an hour and a half to show you exactly how this food influences my blood sugar. And I'll tell you how I feel in my stomach and my chest, see if I'm feeling good. And so I also take my pressure to make sure everything is good. My pressure doesn't pop or anything like with this kind of food I'm eating here. Alright, so anyway, I'll be back in a little bit, about an hour and a half to give you the results. Alright, so take care. Hope all this helped you. Hope you learn to do your own combination. And blessings. Thank you very much. Hi, well, this is Bigo again. It's been an hour and a half, almost 2 hours since I had eat that meal, and I have my results. I tested my blood sugar before and after. So you would see here, before my first one I was 102, and I closed out at 159. It's 159 now, after a little over half or 1 hour and a half, almost 2 hours. That's not where I wanted to be. I would prefer to be under 140 after 2 hours, but under 180 is good for a diabetic, pre-diabetic or diabetic, type 2 diabetic. But my goal is to get under 140 because I'm actually trying to eat to rebuild, rejuvenate my kidney and my liver. So I'm expecting a lot from it, with the food I'm eating. So 159 wasn't so bad, but I was kind of expecting it because that combination, as I said, is pretty potent. Pigeon peas is a solid piece of food. Solid piece of food. Over 2,000 potassium. It's like 4 or 5 bananas. It's 703 calories. It has about 129 grams of carbohydrate. It's a food and a monster food. And it can be eaten by itself as a meal. When I put in a combination with chicken which has no carbohydrate, kind of offsets that, but has the high protein, and then I add the rice with about a half, a quarter of the carbohydrates of the peas. That's pretty powerful stuff. So I kind of expected it to be kind of high, although I wanted to be lower. But anyway, I wanted to run that test to kind of get a better feel that I was right, or that I really understand that combination of food. So what I would recommend I would do next time is I'll replace the rice with cauliflower or broccoli, or eat that pigeon peas with vegetables. That will be very, very good because it is so solid and so good. You can eat it. It will last in your stomach 4, 5, 6, 7 hours without getting you hungry again. So you could do intermittent fasting. You can fast pretty good and get, so when by the time the blood sugar come back down, it can stay down for a long, long time. So it's not a bad meal. It's just that to get to 140, I gotta adjust that. So I gotta relax the combination and maybe eat the peas by itself or eat the peas with the vegetables only. So all in all, it was good. And like I said, it's not scientific at all. It's just me trying out my foods and trying to keep finding out which combination of food give me the best results. Because I don't eat individual meals, individual food items. I eat meals, and my meals have combination of food. So I need to know my combinations to really enjoy my meals. This was a good one. I think very, very good. I also had no acid reflux. My stomach felt really, 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 really good. I didn't have any problem at all. So I know it was good food as far as that go. My pressure, I took my pressure, it was about 107 over 70 something. But that was good too because the food itself doesn't affect the pressure. What happens is when I'm not happy with the food and the food frustrates me or it burns me, I get emotional and I raise my pressure. If I eat a good meal and I'm happy with the meal, I'm feeling good, no acid reflux, no burning, no uncomfortableness, it's just tasty, it's just good, healthy, no pressure problems. So they all work together. They all work together. So the way I eat affects everything. All right, that's why I'm learning. So the better I learn about my eating, is the healthier I'm gonna be. So hope you enjoy this combination and understand how powerful that pigeon peas is and how healthy and how good it is. But eat it by itself or with some vegetables. Yeah, don't combine it like that. Even though it was okay, I prefer not to in the future. So I kind of had an idea because I did some similar eating. I think I had the same combination sometime in the past, but I'm not sure if I measured it in my blood sugar exactly. I can't remember, but now I know. If I did, I repeat it again. I know it is very potent, but not that bad, you know. But I wouldn't recommend it, and I will adjust it, and I will eat it in different combinations. So hope you enjoy that, you know, and work on your own combinations. You know, there's no sense taking medicine and not measuring your blood sugar before and after meals because, I mean, you got to know what the medicine is doing to you and what the food is doing to what you eat. And so you just keeping the sickness there and just feeding the medicine and just going, you know, repeating the cycle. But if you improve your eating, you will see the weight loss, you would see the improve and the reduction in medicine, and you would feel better. You know, so you have to know that. And that's why I'm doing it to encourage anyone who is not measuring the blood sugar to do it after you eat and before you eat and get used to it. Yeah, you have to punch your fingers, all my stuff right here. You have to punch your fingers and all that. But you know what? It's okay. I mean, it's not that bad. I try all my fingers. I go here 1 week, let that go, then I come back this here the other week, and I rotate around my fingers, you know. And this machine I have is really good, and the needle is really good. And it spikes you quickly, and I don't feel it that much. So all in all, it's good, and I recommend you do that, okay? So anyway, this is Bigo. You know, control your spikes so you can enjoy life because tonight I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to play cards. I'm going to go in the pool after, I'll swim around, you know, and have a good time. And even though me and my wife, we have a good time all the time. You know, but I wasn't able to do that when I wasn't eating. I wasn't able to do it. I was fear I'm unable to do it for long because I was feeling so terrible, eating terribly. But now I'm eating better and I'm feeling better. I'm looking forward to many carnivals and many more fun times. All right, so eat to be healthy and stay healthy, okay? Blessings. Thank you for coming back. If you like what I do, recommend it. Give it to a friend. Let somebody else watch it. I'm going to improve my equipment. Right now I'm outside and the lighting is not so good, you know, but hope you can see me and I know you can hear me because I look at it, looks good, but I'm going to work on all these little things and get it even better. But thank you. Come back again for other videos. All right. Bye.